These here, the motor mounts, this is an early model with one hole for the FC for my ramp side. And Gary said, well, not for the ramp side, well, ramp side too, but for the one we're putting a 140 in the 63 Greenbrier, he says we have to go with this one and weld into 2 holes and not just drill, but put a slot in there. I'm just updating what I'm learning. Slot it, that way you can adjust it back and forth for your toe in and toe out to keep your wheels in line. And the reason that you can't use this one is something with when this one's on there, you won't get your belt on because it's too tight where the pulleys line up. So something's too tight down there and this one's not. So there's a different height in them too. So that's what we're learning, doing a little customizing, putting a 140 in the Greenbrier, but that's what you gotta do. This mount, slot that, so I'll slot that out first. I'll drill it, both sides, take my plasma cutter, cut it, take the die grinder, finish it off so it looks just like the other ones, weld the other 2 in. So now I'm working on this. I'm gonna drill 2 holes in there, and I'm going to drill the 2 holes, slot it out, weld these in, grind them flat. This will go in for the 61 ramp side, because that one's just got a single one, but it has to be deeper. I learned now from Gary, a little deeper for the harmonic balancer that we're putting in. It is, what I think it was? Yeah, it's 27/64 fits, and there's just a tiny hair of a gap. 7/16. It's just too tight. So I am going to drill 27/64s on these. And what I did is I marked off the end of the hole of these ones across, and I went in half the distance and punched it. So I'll take it to the drill press, or drill a little one, a bigger one, and get up to my right size. And we'll do that. All right, I popped one little hole in there. I'm gonna pop the next one in. Should be straight enough on this. I mean, I had a beautiful milling machine. Sat here for about 7 years, didn't do nothing with it. Sold it, now could kind of use that stuff. But, said it just sat here with my dad's. I had every cutter, bit, drill, tool, everything for it. But, I don't know. I'm not a machinist really. Would have been nice for drilling out those heads, put the certs in there, or anything, I guess, but I don't know. It's the way it goes. You sell something, then you could use it. Like I had that big arbor press, but it was pretty big. And that sat here too, for years and years. You get rid of it, you need it. All right, I'm just step drilling it, so I'm just gonna go to a little bit bigger drill bit. Ooh, hot chip, man. Wear gloves, I guess. I never wear gloves for this. That was a hot one. And hot ones stick to you too, you know. Like if you're forging metal, those hot pieces just stick to you. I'll be able to put this. Ow, another one. Dang. Dum-dum. A little bit. I don't know. Come on. Quit burning me. All right, I'll go for the big one in there. All right, I'm getting gloves this time. I got a hole in them, but burnt me a couple times, a little bit. All right, let's see. There's really no way to clamp this thing very easily, so you could have went that way, but you need a really long drill bit, and I do have them, but I don't know if it's quite that long. They're pretty long, so that turned out pretty nice. Careful when she goes through so she don't snag. I want to twist on you. Pretty good, pretty good. Just have to clean that out in the center. Go from there. Good deal. Now you see this little nifty thing I made here. I made this little bracket, little hanger. It just gets bolted under there to a bolt that's under there. And it's just a cookie sheet. And catches most of the stuff, a lot of it. And it's usually not in the way unless, you know, you got something that's got to hang over down. But catches most everything. And I use baking pans and other things on like the lay down bandsaw. Can't leave any. I go and steal it out of my wife's kitchen. Where the hell's my? Where the heck did my stuff go for baking? It's welded up here out in the shop. Yeah. All right. I got lots of burr sets. And I got lots of them around here. I had decided to go with this. It's flat on one side. It fits in the old holes. It's a little space. I just gotta be careful I go up and down, not get it round. I'll see how this works. You know. Whew, it's humid out here today. That's nice. That's nice. What the heck did that happen? All right. Tweaked that back. Let's see, I'd use my hand plasma cutter. I don't know. I could use that too, I guess. I'm gonna try this. Ew, I don't know. If it starts rattling, I gotta stop right away and go with a smaller one. Because sometimes they start going, yeah, I can go a little bigger, but not much. Well, actually, yeah. Yeah, because the hole's a little bigger. Yeah. Dang, she's gonna want to go. Ooh, this baby's sharp and cutting really good. Just gotta be careful. Yeah. Go real nice and easy like that. Because you got her straight in there, it starts going like this and starts making it. Yeah, real nice. I'm almost already done here. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, gosh, I hate this sharp little stuff. All right, it turned out pretty nice. I'm fairly happy with it. So it started to get away from me right there a little bit, just touched it a little bit. I mean, I don't think it's going to bother it. I could zap it with a little weld and fix it, but it's hardly anything. I guess that's for adjusting your back wheels for so they're in line, so they're straight, like alignment. So I'm going to weld these two in. It seems pretty clean for me blasting it out. I didn't want any grease or oil or anything in there. Seems pretty clean. So I will go ahead and weld those two in and clean it up from there. And then blast it, painter, this piece will be done. All right, so I'm getting ready to weld that. I'm gonna clean my tip. I took it off, cleaned that up a little bit. I do got one of these things that just fits in there. It kind of works, you know. It kind of cleans it out. Look at stuff's flying out of it. And I did already ran it through there once. And sometimes I just use a screwdriver, pull the junk out of there. It is just humidly hot today. Humid, just hot. And what I do, I usually like to get this warmed first. So what I will do is I like to get this warm. I haven't been welding, but I just hit it with this a little bit. Yeah, I know, maybe I'm goofy. I just warm it a little bit. Look at this. I forgot it's so goddamn hot out. This is Arizona. Look at it. Look at the mess. This is Arizona. Grease and grease guns. It just when you go to use your grease gun, I have to keep it in a cup. I wrap my grease gun in a couple rags and put it in a plastic bag, because when you pull it out, this is what the grease, it comes out of it, and that's high temp wheel bearing grease. So anyways, what I'll do is what I do is I take this and I weld a bunch of blob on there to get it hot. I'll wipe this off. I usually just wipe it off on here, but it's not that much. And turn my welder on, turn my gas on. I'll just do it with the mess here and clean it. And helmet helps. And I like to get a bunch of that, because now it's because normally that's thick like wax. And you just dip it in there and it stays, it just coats it nice, but yeah. Come on, there. Till you get a nice crackle. Just trying to get all that extra out of there a little bit. So you can tell how many times I do that. I had one of these way bigger. I cut it off. I used it to clean my tip, welded it in on there so it was a complete glob, and took it on the wire wheel and I polished it up. And I gave it to my friend. I said, you know, I was outside and a meteor came down and landed in the yard, and I gave it to her. What a knob I am. All right, I'll clean this up and get working on that. All right, I cleaned it up. That was nozzle dip is what I was using in here. And I cleaned it up with some lacquer thinner so I don't get it. I got some more of it here. Just lacquer thinner and a rag just to wipe it up, because I don't want that on anything if I'm going to put a finish on it. So see if you can see something there. Got my gas on. Yep. and I'm still gonna do this. So we get the rest of that out of there. Now, weld the right hold because I would rather weld it through here, I think, because it's easier to grind that side than this side. Now, I guess I could have just stuffed something in there and welded it in, eh? Excuse me. I have my fan. I got my fan going here a little bit. It just to blow anything out of here. I can take the die grinder and smooth that out a little bit in there on this side. Die grinder, I kind of really don't, as long as I can keep her flat, you know. That new one is nice and sharp. The reason I said I need this is because it sticks out farther and gives you more room for it sticks out. This goes on the bottom of the motor, and this is out farther, and it gives you more room for your harmonic balancer. It's a little more room here. I'll probably go blast this out so I get all that crud out of there before I weld this inside, this other side. Ooh, she's getting hot, hot, hot. Let's see. I can't get in there with that one, but I got another tool I can use. I just got. Let's go get it. Let's go get it. All right, I picked up one of these because I really could have used it on that turkey roaster. And I just hit it a couple times, but the little flapper flew off of it. I don't know. I bought this on Amazon. I looked at Harbor Freight and it seems like really expensive. So I got that and a freaking pile of these and a pile of different ones and a variety pack and, all right. Yeah, that'll do the job, I think. I just want my weld off enough, and then I'm going to sandblast it, sandblast that. I don't want to take any more of the material off but my weld. At least that's what my goal is. So, yeah. All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go blast this so I can weld that in better, and then I'll weld that in there where she's a little bit low. All right. Well, I can see the little oil spots from the little angle grinder there. Threw some oil on. So I sandblasted it to get her clean for re-weld it here. Weld it. My regulators are doing weird things here. Now they're starting to piss. I mean, don't buy the Harbor Freight ones. That's what I have in the shop. Those little regulators with the, you can turn up and down. I've actually went and rebought one of them from there because it was doing that. Now I adjusted that one over there on the wall and it's nice pissing. So, you know, I'll probably just order some on Amazon. It'll probably be the same crap. But I don't know. These ones I haven't been having no luck with. So I'm just gonna weld in the low spots on there a little bit. I can see them. I mean, I could just cake a nice big giant weld over it all, but I don't think it needs all that. So, now, here, just weld this side in and be done with it. So, I think I'll just put it on a magnet here. I bought this thing so many years ago. Harbor Freight wasn't even in. It wasn't Harbor Freight in the United States. Well, it was Harbor Freight actually was in Chicago, I do believe. And he had that magazine, order it, Harbor Freight. And that's where I got them things from. Now, how I did that is I had started in the bottom of the hole and welded around up the sides, all the way around that hole. Start from the bottom so I get it filled in all the way solid as I could, because if I just start going over the top, you might get some empty spaces down under there. And so she's solid and she's hot, hotter than hot. I'm just gonna let it cool. I'm not gonna quench it. If you're worried about something warping, that is some thick stuff to be warping. That's not warping nowhere. This is all punched out or whatever, and then there's a second piece that they had added in right there. They did a weld there, and then in the back to thicken that bottom up. So that is not gonna be warped ever. Ever. There's these cheap regulators, nice and easy. It's wasn't leaking. It's not my fittings. Just when you start adjusting them, they start pissing. These ones are from Harbor Freight. I do not like them. They don't seem to last long. Maybe they're just because I can run up to 150 psi. I usually have this one, I don't know, 120 or, let me see, 80, 100, I don't remember. I have it for my plasma cutter usually on this one. But those are them, and I'm gonna order some from Amazon, I guess. See what I get. All right, so I bead blasted it. I got the little BBs off, bead blasted it. It turned out really nice. I'll go out. I'm gonna paint this, the motor engine bay, and everything underneath is going to be painted Canyon black. It's a satin black by Rust-Oleum. I really like that paint. I'll paint this. I was gonna show you the other one. The reason I did this was because it's the 61 is just one slot like this, and so that's why, and it's not as deep for your harmonic balancer. So this goes on the back of your motor. Harmonic balancer's there, your rubber mount is in there, motor mount, and it gives you more room. So this is done, looks good. On to the next thing, which will be this bracket that's monkeyed up. It's missing two of these here. So I'm gonna probably warm this one up, straighten it, make another one for here, weld it on there. I am going to pull the cable that I have. I had ordered a new one for it. That's for the shifting linkage. Hopefully nothing here is bent because this is the shape it's in. Maybe I'll crawl underneath the other one and take a look and see. I'm sure it's not, but I'll just leave it for now. I'm not bending nothing. I'll make these pieces. That's what I'm doing next. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Corvair Addiction.